What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, checking in here real quick. We have ourselves a brand new update on the new characters that are coming out very soon. We're talking about right after Gun-Hee, and we're talking about right after Hansi Mei. And we are going to be getting ourselves two young children. That's right. I know some of you guys already know this about, called Charlotte and Harper. Now, these two little wretches have already been stalking the halls. There's one of them right there, as a matter of fact. Look at this. I just literally didn't know. Hey, hold on a second. Woo! There's the god. You always got to pay respects to the god. Look at him. Like a smooth criminal, my man. Anyways, here we are. Here's one of them right now. This is actually Harper. So we're going to go over both of them now. Charlotte is around here somewhere as well, too. Not in my current lobby, but I have seen her, and she is a rude little girl who seems a little stuck up. So they're going to be both dark characters, and we have Alpha Leaker's newest video to kind of go over what exactly they're about. There won't be any real gameplay, but there is descriptions of everything we should expect. But before we do that, we're going to do a quick little summon route because we just got ourselves 5 tickets. Do I have enough to do? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm excited, actually. Let's try this out. Pray to God I get either one of the things on my damn list. It'd be nice to just actually get an SSR that I want. Let's see what we get here, guys. Come on. Can I even get an SSR? I'm not even anywhere near pity. I've had honestly awful luck lately on my free-to-play account when it comes down to this custom banner. Custom banner has been... Actually, it's not true. I got myself 2 Westwind, so I guess it can't be that bad. But, there it is again. See? Bad luck. Now, I was going to go for some more Gun-Hees. I'm still going to hold off. That's free to play. I think holding off and listening to what Alpha Leaker has to show us, talk about, will make us kind of go one way or another. Now, I know a lot of you are super upset at the new characters coming out. Rightfully so. But listen, like I said, it's my job as a content creator to give you guys full coverage on everything that is going to be coming up, that is happening, and if those units are going to be worth it or not. So luckily, we all actually have this source of Alpha Leaker to kind of shed some light before the drop. Now remember, just like everything else, things can change. Gun-Hee changed quite a bit from his kit, right? They hear us, and this is why we talk about it in advance, right? We can talk about our disdain or our you know, I guess unhappy thoughts to the devs, and they usually take some form of action here in the community, which is great. So without further ado, guys, let's go into the video. Again, there won't be much gameplay here. There'll be more talking. I haven't seen the video yet, but I did see clips of it, and there really wasn't much going on. So again, shout out to Alpha Leaker, who's currently using Nato's page to do his content. Yeah, let's see what they're all about.
Hey everyone, Alpha Leaker here. Today, we're diving into the new characters dropping with the big September update alongside Baron. The new
Alpha? That doesn't sound like you, bro. Who is this?
additions are Harper and Charlotte, both dark-type characters. Harper is a powerhouse attacker, while Charlotte...
So, powerhouse attacker?
...is similar to Lee Bora.
Similar to Lee Bora. Okay, so there you guys go. So I thought she'd be a breaker because they desperately need a breaker. And I thought she would be more like a DPS mage. It looks like the opposite end. Could be DPS mage still, but if she's like Lee Bora, she'll probably be a hybrid support. Powerhouse, I'm assuming a physical DPS of some sort.
Function as a combo duo with abilities that synergize in unique ways. What's really exciting is the new gimmick they bring to the table. Their skills and passive abilities require the other to be in the team.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh God, please don't do this. Alright, so I'm all for new gimmicks and new attributes and new passives, but when you require the other unit to be part of it, it becomes a little more pay to win. That's not a good sign. I'm not going to jump the gun here and talk shit about it right now because I haven't seen it. But that worries me a little bit there. That what he just said. Now, again, we don't know the whole story, so I'm going to wait because everything does change a lot with this game, from leaks to live. But it's never a good sign.
For example, Harper's ultimate evolves into a different form when Charlotte is present, and her passive becomes even more powerful. The same goes for Charlotte, although Harper is definitely the star of the duo. These two are set to be the peak of the dark meta that will emerge in September, leading the charge against the new content, which includes a special workshop of brilliant light.
So So dark seems to be the new meta going forward. All right, good to know.
Either way, both Harper's and Charlotte's skills are focused on attack. Both characters come from the UK, and their teacher is a new original character that we'll meet in the future, who will be discussed in upcoming videos.
Interesting.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Again, a big shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for your support. I have to say that I find the new dark meta very interesting. I love what Netmarble is doing with different metas for each new content release. It's a great way to keep the game fresh, but I am curious to see how they will maintain this in a way that doesn't become too repetitive. For example...
So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. There is a lot of ways to make things feel fresh without creating new metas every single time. It shouldn't be like that, right? And it's exhausting. It becomes exhausting. Netmarble, I hope you hear this. Bringing out a new meta every update is not sustainable for anybody. Whether it's your pay-to-win players or your free-to-play players, both sides are not going to be happy with that. You cannot keep bringing out new metas. You have to allow the meta to grow over time. You can't just be like every 2 weeks, hey guys, look, it's a new meta now. It shouldn't work that way. It's too difficult to sustain for any player. It's too time consuming. It's too hard to keep building. It's too hard to keep spending money and getting those characters. Netmarble, you know this better than anybody. The new meta needs to happen over time. It shouldn't be new meta every single update. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I don't think any game does new meta every update. That's wild. To just keep replacing characters every 2 weeks is insane. Like, you should be like, hey, you know what? Every 3 months, there's a new character coming out that's incredibly powerful that everybody should be saving up for. And that's what people should focus on, rather than like, hey, every update, there's going to be someone brand new and it's going to be crazy. So I don't agree with Alpha on that one, or whomever this voice is. I don't agree with it personally. I think the main thing to keep the game fresh is to give us newer encounters and newer ways to play the game. Characters won't make the game better. Characters are a small fraction of the game, believe it or not. A lot of people may be here for the characters, but what keeps people playing a game is the content itself. So, like, the release of Baron is an incredible idea. The new WOBL is an incredible idea, but having brand new characters define the meta every single time is not a good look. We should be able to use old school characters that we worked hard to build, to use, and this goes for whales and free-to-plays, by the way. I'm not just defending free-to-play players here. This is for everybody. We should be able to use those characters in ways and strategize ways to get ourselves past a hurdle to some extent. Some extent. There has to be some power creep, and I'm not taking that away from any gacha, but every 2 weeks is too much. Anyways, keep going here.
Example, in their older games like Seven Deadly Sins, when festival characters were introduced, they were supposed to be legendary, but sometimes they felt less special. It will be interesting to see how they handle future updates, including the potential introduction of characters like Thomas Andre and Goto. Now let's talk more about the characters themselves. Harper is a melee attacker who uses a hammer, which was pretty obvious. She's a very interesting character with a lot of melee fighting abilities. She goes head-on, applying defense reductions and other debuffs. Her ultimate has an amazing animation with a massive attack, but if you use Charlotte in the same team, the ultimate gains a new effect. This is the main gimmick. Their passives also have a combination effect. If Charlotte is in the team with Harper, they get more damage and bonuses. Their combined playstyle is very interesting, and I personally love the idea behind it. While I wish they weren't new or lolly characters, as many others might agree, I still think this is a very interesting direction for the team. So yeah, that's all from me for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm moving apartments temporarily. Next week, the content should be higher quality again. Catch you guys next time.
Well, shout out to Alpha Leaker either way for providing this information. Listen, there's a couple things here that I find disturbing in with this whole situation. It's gotten to the point where the game needs to understand that you are doing so. Okay, let's start this over. I'm gonna give you guys my thought process on this, and I think it's important that I get this out. First off, the devs have done a fantastic job hearing the community on almost all fronts. Almost all fronts. Almost. Keyword is almost. But there's some key things here that have bothered a lot. I'm raising my face so you guys see this. That have bothered majority of us to almost to no extent. It's the first thing is, of course, the lack of gold and the inventory cost to remove artifacts. That's been a big one. I'm not even going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the device problems. That's a whole different story in itself, right? The thing that's bothered everybody the most, the two major things, really, outside of the gold issue. One, the lack of males and characters in the game. And number two, how the original characters coming out have been overpowering, overshadowing all of the I guess like the characters from manhwa, right? So original characters have just pretty much been dominant. And it wouldn't be that much of a problem if the manhwa didn't have powerful characters in it, but we do. We have so many powerful characters. And this obviously helps me understand that there's going to be iterations of different characters coming out. But it's gotten to the point where, like, having two little girls from the UK beating out Cha, beating out Alicia, beating out Mireille, it's exhausting. It really is, guys. Devs, you have to understand, like I said, this is not sustainable. Like, it's cool that you're bringing out dark units and stuff, and, you know, it's cool that we get, you know, new abilities and new synchronized passives, and you know, both characters make each other more powerful. It's a cool concept, but it's not a concept that should be introduced anytime soon, in my opinion. I think that's a concept that should have been introduced later in the future, right? And it shouldn't be a concept that breaks the meta or changes the meta. It should be a cool concept that, you know, somebody wants to use, they can. It shouldn't be like, if you don't have these two, you're not going to get past certain points of the game. And I don't know. This whole idea kind of leaves me a little bit iffy. But anyways, I don't want to jump the gun, right? And we did that with a lot of different leaks, and it's always changed along the way. It's made things better, made things worse. So again, I don't have all the information in front of me. I've only seen what I've seen, and I'm only reacting to what I've seen. So I don't know if when they actually do come out officially and they get released officially, if everything that we just saw is going to go down the drain, and we're like, you know what, this is not at all what we expected from the leaks, and things are completely different and better. Right now, again, some of you guys are not going to summon for these as a give it to the man kind of scenario. I get it. I'm still going to summon because it's my job as a content creator to give you guys the information you need. We're going to test them. We're going to do everything. And we're going to see if, in fact, they are going to be the meta going forward. And if they are, we'll make a video about that with all the information in hand. And we'll be a little bit more informed and more concise about how we feel about it overall. But I'm curious to know, guys, after seeing that from Alpha Leaker, number one, what do you guys think? Number two, are you guys interested in this new direction? And number three, do you care if they're lollies and original characters? I'm curious to know all those things. Anyways, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.